Hi, fifth grade. Today we are going to continue to work on our essays. You should be done pretty much with your whole essay, your rough draft anyway. Now, today I'm going to show you how to do some transitions. So I'm going to show you how to transition from one paragraph to the next so that your whole essay just really flows together. A few things to note before we start this process is that your essay, your rough draft, so this right here that you are working on, for yours, if you have been typing it into into the Google Classroom document, you should just be able to hit submit up here when you're finished. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through, I'm going to teach you how to add transitions. I'm going to talk about some formatting things, and then you're just going to hit the submit button. I do expect that you have all 5 paragraphs done before you hit the submit button, just kind of a rule in general. So these are going to be due, these rough drafts are going to be due on Friday, which is tomorrow. So tomorrow at noon, these are going to be due. All right, so with that, we'll just go ahead and get started. So this is my first paragraph, so it's my introduction paragraph. So I'm introducing my hook, I'm introducing my reader to what the DARE program is, what it stands for. I'm also giving my reader something to think about, so an attention grabber before they actually start reading my essay. So what you are going to do is you're going to read through your paragraph, make sure that it all makes sense, make sure that you are capitalizing your letters where they need to be capitalized, and adding punctuation marks where punctuation marks are needed. Then you're going to read your second paragraph. So you're just going to go through, make sure that everything looks nice and dandy, and then you're going to read through your second paragraph as well. So my second paragraph, I know it talks about making good choices because I noted that for myself right here. So I know that I am transitioning from my introduction paragraph to my paragraph about making good choices. So for my introduction paragraph, I might want to put something like this. So I'll delete right here, and in the next paragraph, I will be discussing the importance of making good choices. So I'm making a transition from my introduction paragraph where I kind of outline everything that I'm going to be talking about to what is going to happen in my next paragraph. So you can say something like, in the next paragraph, I will be discussing, and then whatever your topic is, or you can put, first, I will be discussing, or I will be talking about the importance of making good decisions or good choices. So anything like that. So anything that's just going to kind of set the stage for what you're about to talk about in your first detailed paragraph here. Okay, I made this a different color just so that you could easily see my transition. You don't have to make it a different color on your rough draft. All right, so after I do that, I'm going to go down to my second paragraph. I read through this so I know what it says. And so here, at the end of this paragraph, I'm going to transition from making good choices into avoiding violence, because I know that this third paragraph here is about avoiding violence. First, you want to just go ahead and read through, check for grammar issues, make sure everything is capitalized, correct punctuation, and then you're going to make a transition sentence. So for example, you could put something like, one example of a good decision is to avoid violence. So right here, I'm already talking about making good decisions. I know that avoiding violence is technically making a good decision. So I'm just going to combine those two things together and say one example of a good decision is to avoid violence. And right there, I'm setting the stage into my next paragraph. So my third paragraph, my second detailed paragraph, is talking about avoiding violence. So again, I've read through this already, so I know what it says. And then I want to read through my fourth paragraph. I want to make sure that I have all 6 sentences, that the capitalization is good, punctuation is good. Then we're going to decide what kind of transition that we want to add here. So I'm transitioning from avoiding violence to being drug-free. And a transition for that would be something like, so I'm going to put, along with avoiding violence, being drug-free is another essential life skill. So in this paragraph, I'm talking about avoiding violence. And then here, we're just saying, along with avoiding violence, being drug-free is another essential life skill. So we're setting the stage again for our third paragraph, our third detail paragraph. And this last transition that we're going to make here, you're going to set the stage for your concluding paragraph. So you want to make sure that it ties being drug-free into your concluding paragraph. So go ahead and read through your concluding paragraph, make sure that makes sense. If your parents are sitting next to you, go ahead and have them read through your rough draft as well, because they will be able to help you with grammar and punctuation things. All right, so an example of a transition that you can transition from your fourth paragraph into your fifth paragraph would be, all right, so I said being drug-free along with everything mentioned above is a key part to living a healthy and happy lifestyle. So I'm including what I just talked about in my fourth paragraph right here, but I'm also talking about everything else that I talked about in my whole essay, so everything that I've written thus far. So that will really kind of tie everything up together and set the stage for your concluding paragraph. Here you don't need a transition because you already provided your concluding statement. So you're going to once again go through, make sure that everything looks good, and then there should be a submit button up here if you typed it on like in Google Classroom. There should just be a submit button and you just hit submit and then you do a little happy dance. Next week, so I'm going to look over these over the weekend, so make sure that you turn them in, please. I'm going to look over them, I'm going to make some comments on them, and then next week we'll work on typing our final draft. Please let me know if you have any questions.